Welcome back.
Welcome to our third
Third,
podcast.
number 3.
Wow, we're still going.
We're back.
Who knew we'd be able to do a third one, but we
Uh,
are.
We'd still be going.
So this time, today we're going to talk about all the things that you wish you could do in your 40s like you did when you were younger.
Yeah.
That's a correct way of phrasing that,
Yep.
roundabout.
Yep.
All right. So I put out some calls to people and they sent me in some really lovely messages. A lot of them was very similar, but there were some really good doozies in there as well.
Cool. And
Did
I don't know what these are, by the way, everybody. This is a
Yeah,
surprise.
no, I
Hmm.
didn't share my answers with you, and I have no idea what you're going to share either. I would
Put me on the
say,
spot.
yeah, I'd say they'd be similar. A lot of them would be similar, right? Did you want to start by telling us is there anything that you
Ooh.
miss,
What I miss?
miss or wish
Or
you could do just as good as, or
I wish I could get away with eating whatever the hell I like. That would be one, and I think most people would probably say that. That would be one thing that'd be cool. Um, hmm. Not comparing myself to others quite as much and not feeling like that is so important because now I know it's really not.
but
And worrying about what people think.
that's the reverse, you see. So you're like me. I was thinking about this question and I struggled to come up with it because I keep
Yeah,
thinking, I wish I did in my 20s what I do now, which is don't
yeah,
compare myself. So
yeah,
I had a lot of trouble reversing that to what I wish I could still do. But
yeah.
I viewed that as a positive because I'm like, wow, there ain't much there isn't much that I'm doing now that I wish I could do as well.
I know that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
eating, obviously, yeah, eating what we used to be able to eat.
That's a
Because
no-brainer.
yeah, we're younger, so we can get away with more.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
do believe now, reversing that I probably eat more and better now than I did in my 20s. So
Hell yes, same here.
yeah.
Same here.
Yeah. So the only
Mm.
one I could come up with really was sleep-ins.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
But that again, that's really since you've had kids, you don't have sleep-ins.
Yeah.
So it's not even
Yeah.
really an age thing.
Yeah, or sleeping through the night and just being able to go to sleep and not worry about anything or anybody like you did in
Sleeping, yeah, sleeping through the night. And another one that I got sent in from that is not having to get up to pee during the night.
That's another good one.
That is a good one. It's an age thing,
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah. And I
yeah.
got that sent in from a male as well, not just a female. So I have
Oh,
male and
yeah,
females.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And did anyone say, oh, you're going to tell me, but not caring so much about what other people think? You know what I
No.
mean? Other people's opinions and what other people think. That will be one for me because I used to care way too much what other people thought. You know, if I do this, what are they going to think? You know what I mean? Other people's opinions and do you know what I'm saying? Maybe judgment or just worrying too much about what other people are thinking about me, just in general. Maybe?
Yes. Yeah. But isn't that different to what we're asking? That's the
Yes, it
reverse
is.
again.
The other way. I
Okay.
can't do the other way. It's weird
I know. But
because I still do a lot of things that I did.
I started getting confused that I have got the wrong topic for the podcast.
No, I'm the same. I'm the same because yeah, it's interesting, eh? Because we're doing the complete reverse to what the messages we've had back are talking about.
Yes. So
It's typical.
yeah, sleep-ins was a good one. Yes. When you're over 40, you don't sleep in like you used to.
Yeah, yeah. I do on a
Um,
Sunday.
so this one is interesting. I wonder if you agree with this one. Running. People wish they could run like they did in their 20s. You run, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm not running at the moment, but because of injury, I've got this bone spur on my heel, and but I've run since my teens because I love it, and that is something that I have had to reduce definitely the more I've aged, because my body just can't handle the road running as much, the high impact. No way, man. And yeah, I do miss that. That's a good one.
Isn't it?
That's yep, I
And the other
wish.
one that complemented that was speed. Some people said they wish they could either walk or run at the speed that they used to.
Okay. Oh, running for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it depends if these people are training though, or they've kind of stopped exercise. Oh, I wish I could still. Well, if you stay relatively mobile and exercise, you still notice it, but it's not a horrendous difference between your
Yeah.
20s, 30s, 40s, 50s sort of thing. It's noticeable, but if you've kept on being active and you've kept on exercising, it's noticeable, but not as much, I would think, compared to someone that's taken a lot of time off exercise or hasn't been to the gym in a while. That must feel like crap. You must notice a massive difference in that. Massive.
Yeah, I was given a compliment not so long ago, and they said it all makes sense now. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they said, you taking care of your body starting at a young age compared to those
Yeah.
of us that have drank and smoked and haven't exercised. And this
Yep.
was a male, and he said, I'm paying the price for it now. And
Yeah.
I'm looking at you going, wow, you are onto it at a young age to
Yep.
make that part of your life.
Mm,
So it's pretty
yeah.
cool.
Well, how you treat your body in your 20s and 30s and 40s is going to reflect how you feel in your 50s and 60s and
Yeah,
70s. So it's kind of looking ahead or thinking ahead. Do you know what I mean?
I
Or
do.
just knowledge, maybe?
I think some of us have that ability to think ahead and set goals like that. Mine was always, okay, I'm going to have the best body I possibly can by 30. And then obviously, right, I'm going to be in the best
Yeah.
shape I can by 40. And I just keep moving the goalpost.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
same, actually. Every decade.
Yeah.
You're not trying to better yourself, but you're trying to feel as good as you can for that decade.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, what was another one? Staying awake after 9.
Oh God, I can do that.
You
Oh, everyone's
can.
so that's not a problem for me. No, no, I can't relate to that because I've always been a person that doesn't have much sleep. I need more sleep now than what I did, but no, I'm still in that kind of, you know what I mean?
What
Mm,
about dozing off while you're watching TV?
no, I have to
Doesn't
be
happen?
sick. Nope, no, no. One day it's going to happen, and I'm going to let you know, and it's going to be nice.
Okay, we'll
I
have
just,
that conversation when you get over
yeah,
50.
yeah. I'm going to be like, I went for it. I had a nap today in the afternoon, or I
Yeah.
fell asleep while watching TV. No, I don't yet. I'll say yet, but no, no, yeah.
I know people that can just sit down and fall asleep. When they get to a certain age, they can just nod off at any time.
I've always been jealous of people that go to sleep. Like
Yeah.
even as a kid, like you go to camp or you stay at someone's house and everyone just goes to sleep and you're like wide awake, wondering how everyone can just go to sleep so easily. I've never been like that. Yeah, but I think when you're a parent too, you're a mum,
Yeah.
sometimes you become a light sleeper too, because you have to in some ways. You just
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I live in a haunted house. The other night I messaged my daughter and I said, and I woke up and I was like, are you all right? I can hear you walking around, come down the stairs. And she said, no, mum, I'm still in bed. That wasn't me.
Cool.
So then, of course, I'm awake forever then because I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, it all
Yeah.
depends where you live, what you're doing, what your day's been like, and if you're a natural sleeper or not, right?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
So one of the first ones I had come in was I wish I could train like I did in my 20s and 30s.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This come in from a mum as well. So I presume if you think you're going to get more spare time as your kids get older or whatever, but that when you drop them at school and you're working and that time goes so fast, you
Yeah.
still are rushing or you're still on a deadline for your training, females.
Yeah. It's like an appointment.
Yeah.
I treat it like an appointment with myself, whether it be early morning before the kids get up or in between clients, sort of thing. It's an appointment and it's just slotted in and I have to get it done. But I get it when time goes so fast. And some days it doesn't happen. So you make sure it happens the next day. Do you know what I mean? It is an appointment with yourself. Otherwise,
I
it doesn't happen.
I do feel like if I can take my time, I have a way better workout than if I'm rushed.
I sometimes have really good workouts when I'm rushed. It's just like bang, 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 shorter rest periods. And it's like, shit, that was actually really awesome, but not all the time. But on
Yeah.
occasion, I have a really good workout when I've like, shit, I've got 25 minutes. I don't really have time. And it's like, you've got 25 minutes. You've got 25 minutes. What can you do in 25 minutes? Because I hear that a lot from people. Oh, but I've only got 20 minutes. It's a waste of time. It's never a waste of time.
Yes, I suppose when I was younger, yeah, in my 30s, I had children, young children. So I would have to go back to my 20s to say that I could take my time when I was training. Okay, another one I got in from a man is a male, should I say man? Testosterone. They wish they had the testosterone that they had when they were younger.
It's fair.
Yep,
That's fair.
yep.
Yep.
And that's
Yeah.
something, well, they can add supplements, but
Yep.
uh is you can't beat what your body naturally makes, really. And
No.
suppleness.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something you have to work on. You have to keep
Absolutely.
doing it as regular as you train and will go for walks or do weights. Otherwise, you lose it, man. Especially flexibility. Agility is another one. I talked to someone in the gym last week about what she misses in her 20s and 30s compared to now, what she wish she could still do. And that was something that she said was flexibility.
I wish I could reverse that one and say, what would I wish I'd done in my 20s? Because I would have worked on my flexibility a lot more.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I'd love to, be a little bit more flexible now. I think it really does help with your movement as you age.
Oh, hell yes. Hell yes.
Yeah.
That's something I've always put in is I've got things that I have to still be able to do, like handstands or certain like gymnastic thing or splits or whatever, to kind of keep an eye on if I'm still at that level. I'm not saying anyone has to go and do handstands, but
I was actually I was actually focused on the splits when you said the splits. So you can still do the full splits.
yeah. But I do them all together. Like I'll do agility stuff or flexibility or gymnastic stuff because I just want to still like it's a personal challenge or it's a personal goal. And then I know that I'm still doing okay. It's pretty good because if I just stop doing that and I go to do it again, I'm not able to do it. It's going to
I
annoy me.
I thought
You
you
know what I
meant
mean? Like,
when you said you do them together, I thought you meant you do a handstand into a
and
split.
it's,
That's impressive. I've been watching when I do my cardio at night. I have been watching the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders on Netflix. Oh my
I love
God,
that.
they have you watched that? They do this leap into the splits, and every time they do it, I go, oh,
And in the first series, if you watched, did you watch the first series of that?
absolutely, yeah.
There was one girl, and she was talking about other girls that have really not ruined their hips, but they have hip issues from
Yeah,
that movement in particular. And you can see why. But
yeah.
yeah, man, like, and their kicks have to all be like totally perfect. I love that show. I love that
It
show. I haven't
it
finished all
is
of
it's addictive, and they'll call out somebody and go, your kicks aren't where they should be, and I'm
it.
looking, going, what?
I
Is
love it that they're that pedantic that I love that. That's why it's cool to watch because it's harder than they make it look easy.
It's
But
brutal. Yeah, season 2, I'm up to episode 5 of season 2.
I'm up to episode 4.
And
I have to,
it makes me pedal faster while I'm watching them do their shit. I'm sitting on my bike going, oh my God. It's very exciting. I love it.
whatever works, man. Whatever makes you go faster.
We're going off topic here, but the lady
Yeah,
Kelly, the lady Kelly that is brutally honest with everybody, I
yeah.
often, it must be so hard as you age to be around that amazing strength, beauty, flexibility, energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, people think she's, a bitch or whatever and brutal to some of the girls, but that's a real tough job she's got.
I know it is. And I think she was honest about that more in season 2, that it's actually hard
Yes,
crashing killing someone's dream. Like that's a lot of these girls' dream is to be in this team.
exactly. Yeah.
But man, it's all about perfection. And if you can't handle that, you don't do that sport.
So
Really
that
harsh.
could do you over 40s, do you still have the dreams or do you still dream as much as you did when you were younger?
Yeah. Or you're just giving up because you're too old. No
Yeah.
way, man. No way. No. I think that's important. to still have goals or dreams, or no matter how old you are. I think you're probably much the same with that. I mean, you're competing and what you're doing coming up, how we discussed that a couple of days ago, and you're like, no, I'm just ticking that off.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
yeah.
yep,
I,
yep.
I,
Otherwise, you're just gonna do what? Sit at home, sit on the couch, and just say it's over. I'm too old. No way, man.
yeah, and I
No
think
way.
if yeah, you got to have dreams and hope that you can achieve stuff. But even if you don't achieve it like you would in your younger years, like I said to you, I'm just ticking off some bucket list things that I've never done, especially in the bodybuilding world. So, um, yeah, I've always had to operate like that, and my son and daughter are turning into those type of humans as well, where they have to set goals for themselves, so they have
Mm.
something to aim for, which I think is how everyone should kind of look at life.
Yep. And that's because you're a fantastic role model, you see.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Well, they're learning from you essentially because they're around it and they've grown up with it. And I think that's really important as well as parents to just not just think,
Yes,
okay, well, I've had my childhood, I've done this, now it's my child's turn. But it's actually really good for kids to see you do stuff, and it doesn't have to be competing in a bodybuilding bloody competition. It could be doing a half marathon. It could be learning a new language. It could be like anything.
it is really important, and it's the if you show them the sticking power that you have. So you set a goal, and you may have to adjust your sales as you go, but you achieve
Yep.
it. And teaching your kids sticking power, I think when you're in your 40s, you see how priceless that is. When, and I'm so grateful I did that when I was
Yep.
younger with young
Because you
kids. Yeah, and I think when you're younger, if you always try to get back up again, when you're in your 40s and 50s and 60s, you will still have that inside you. So no matter what happens, you'll always try to get back up and try.
Yep. Well, that's what
Yeah.
resilience is, right? Is getting back
It's
up again.
it's so hard to think of something that I wish I did better when I was younger, because everything I'm talking about, everything that's coming out my mouth is always the opposite. Like I do believe I did it in my 20s, but I think I do it better now in my 40s.
Yep. Yep. Same. Even with eating better. I wish I'd eaten better and not been so hard on myself and restricting myself so much. But I don't do that now. So,
Mm,
so if we were to say to people maybe what you could do in your 40s, 50s, 60s that you used to do in your 20s and 30s that you don't really do now, like, in your 20s, especially in your 20s, you just are doing what's fun. You know what I mean? Oh, this is fun. I'm going to go and do it. But when you get older, you've got more responsibilities, or you've got kids and jobs, and you tend to put like joyful stuff to the side. That would
true.
be something that I would say is like chase joy almost, and do things that make you happy a little bit more, even if it's just random stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
stop and smell the roses, eh? Because we used to do that when we were
Yeah.
when we were younger, everything used to fascinate us. And
Yep.
yeah, so that's a really good one. We're doing everyone, I think, could probably find at least 5 things that if they look around them that are just beautiful and stunning about right here, right now.
So I would say that like it
Yeah,
like chasing joy like it's not a job, but it's just something that you should really start doing, or go back to things that you used to do that you really enjoyed that you can still do. Like you might have been really good at painting, or it sounds random, or writing poetry, whatever. Go do it.
yeah.
Go do that stuff. Even if it seems a bit weird, if it makes you happy, go do it.
And of course, people stop doing it, especially females, is because they don't put themselves at the top of their list like they used to.
Yeah.
When you're younger, before you have children or before you're married, you're at the top of your list, and then we slowly, if we're not careful, we go right to the bottom of our list, and some women don't even have themselves on their list.
So
Because
get on the list. That's
yeah,
how, guys, put yourself on the list.
this is a really good one, and it does happen as we age. And that is, a lady said, kneeling, sitting on the floor
Yes.
comfortably. And I think being a personal trainer and training a lot of women my age and above, I always do have to check. Now, if we get down on the floor for this exercise, how do you feel about getting back up again? How are we going to get you back up? So many people have had knee replacements, hip replacements, and just injuries throughout their life. It's just something you have to check on. But that's a goodie, isn't it? You think, oh, I'd
Yeah.
love to be able to, especially when you watch your kids, you're like, oh, I'd love to be able to sit like that. You just can't
No.
do it. Yeah. You wouldn't relate to that, Miss, I can do the splits.
Yes, but yeah, but that's because I've been doing mobility all the time. But then
Exactly.
when I'm with clients that are even my age or older, mobility is really important. Sit to stand is really important. I need to know if they can do that and if they can do it correctly, if they can sit up and not kind of lean forward, stuff like that, and getting up and down off a bench, holding dumbbells. I'm like you, I'm really aware of that because I don't take it for granted that everyone can still do that because a lot of
No.
people can't. Yeah.
Okay, so I had when we have podcasts coming up, I always ask the people around me for their feedback or what they want to say. And I have this really amazing lady. And when I ask her stuff, she is just so brutally honest. And every time she turns up to train, there's just such cool stories that she tells me as we're training that a lot of the time I'm just flabbergasted or doubled over laughing. So
Cool.
I asked her this question, what do you wish you could still do like you did in your 20s? And I've had to get her to write this down and send it to me because the way she worded it was perfect. So I'm going to read this out. These are the
My
words
God.
that come out of her mouth. So when she was asked what she would like to be able to still do like she did when she was younger, was her answer. The freedom of not knowing what it was like to be a wife or a mother, and the feeling bohemian, wild and free, having lots of fun and passionate sex, no strings attached, happy, artistic, creative, joyful. That was me up until 27 years old. And then she had to move back to Wellington to look after her dad. Um, isn't that this is coming from a lady in her late 50s. And to me, she's the type of person I would love to have known when I was in my 20s. I'm like, she's just so fun loving. But isn't
Yeah.
that a really cool answer? It wasn't just, I wish I could have wild sex like I did back then. Um,
Mm.
she viewed it as being wild and free.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that joy
yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Mm.
we don't have, and again, because we're not at the top of our list, we don't let ourselves experience that freedom and that joy like you were talking about just a minute ago. She sounds like
When
such a amazing wildflower back then, and when I look at her, I still see that part of her, but I don't know whether she sees it. And maybe it would be really cool if she could
mm,
just see what
yeah.
she's like now. But isn't that a cool answer? I loved
Yeah.
it.
That's cool. And she used the word creativity, being creative. I think that's what you said, creative.
Yes, this client does do that. She's an artist. She's
Oh,
very
sweet.
artistic, but I think
Yeah.
it's just everything that we used to do. It's not quite on the same level all the time as we get older.
And it doesn't have to be, but
It
you still
doesn't,
need to
yeah,
bring that stuff back. And you
you,
can.
yeah,
And if
yeah,
you make
yeah.
it.
But and if it's in there, I think you just got to be happy with the level maybe that it is right now. If it can't be like it was when you were younger because of being married and older, and yeah, I just think
Yeah,
it's a privilege to get older. So I think we need to embrace that as well.
that's true. And things don't have to be exactly as they were in your 20s. It's a little, you can make it similar, even though it's not the same, but you can still bring back some of those things that you used to do to a point. You can bring back some of them, like dancing, like you
Yes.
do that. That's something I've always wanted to do, and hopefully we'll do eventually, like Latino dancing or something like that, just purely for fun, and it's just something I've always wanted to do, and I know that it would make me happy. So I'm going to make sure that I do it, and I'll just implement it somehow. I don't know how, but I just will, like something like that, because you're doing
Yeah.
that. So,
On Netflix, there's a wonderful movie called Shall We Dance?
oh yeah,
Richard
I know the
Gere,
one. Yeah,
yeah, and Jennifer
yeah,
Lopez, and that is
yeah,
the joy. You can see him; he's happy in his marriage, but the dance brings joy to his life. And I
yeah,
really suggest people watch that movie. And that's exactly what dance does if you go to the right
yeah,
place. Takes
yeah.
a bit to siphon through the right dance schools, but Yeah, you'll know when you're at the right place because you'll just feel so good. And it's
Yeah.
amazing. It just lightens your soul. It really, really does.
What about these people that go to the gym in their 70s and 80s? I've worked with people that are in their 80s.
Um,
They've never been to a gym before. They could have that attitude as well. Oh, it's too late. No, they did just went and did it. And they
Absolutely.
experienced how good it made them feel. So, man, just go do it. Go. I've talked to someone that has always wanted to write a book. Go write a book. Just start. Just start. This podcast for us is not comfortable. Like, we both are out of our comfort zone doing this, but we're doing it because,
Yeah, we talked about it for
and
a good year
yeah,
first.
mm,
I was a bit scared to throw the idea at you. You know, that's how it started, just an idea, and I threw it out there, and then we talked about it for a bit, and then we forgot
yeah.
about it for a bit.
You were like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, yeah, we should do that. We should do that. And then it just kind of simmered for a bit. And then
Yeah.
it came at the right time for
Yeah.
both of us. And we're like, stuff like, let's just do it. Like, whatever. If we're going to get judged, if we're going to get shitty comments, that's fine. You don't have to watch us. We're going to do
No,
it anyway.
oh, I remember all the courses I've done with Tony Robbins, and he's like, stop trying for everything to be perfect before you
Yep.
launch yourself. You've
Yeah.
got the idea, you've got the energy, just launch it, and everything else will
Yeah.
fall into place as you learn.
It's
So,
like confident, waiting to be confident to start something. But that's how
yeah,
you gain confidence is by doing it when you don't want to do it. It's the
yeah,
only way you get confident. It's like stepping on stage if you find that difficult. You're never going to feel ready. You just, it's always going to feel a little bit daunting, and you're never gonna be at that place. Oh, no, I'm confident to do it now. You have to start not confident and just put yourself out there. It's just a
always.
random.
Yeah, like
Um,
I will start weight training when I've lost a bit of weight. No,
yes,
no,
yeah.
that's a big mistake.
I'm gonna go to the gym. I just need to lose a little bit of weight first. You'll
Yeah,
never go there
that's like
because
this. It's like those people that say, I have a house cleaner, but I'm just going to clean my house first before she turns up because I don't want her to see how dirty my house is. It's like, why? Why are you hiring a house cleaner if you're doing it yourself before she gets there? Aren't
yeah,
humans bizarre? We really need to, but living outside of your comfort zone, that's where it is. That's where you'll get the most satisfaction. So if you're not satisfied in life, you need to step outside your comfort zone.
no matter what age you are. It's that
Yeah.
old saying of feel the fear and do it anyway. I think
Yeah.
that's like that, and that's so true.
Yeah.
Something that some people may have done in their 20s and 30s is I've written it down is stop wasting energy on people that drain you to protect your own peace. You know how often it's just like, oh yes, yes, or you got friends that are quite draining, or you're having conversations with people, or you're just around people that are literally draining you, but you do it because you're trying to be nice and you're saying yes all the time. And it's quite hard to step away from that sometimes because you don't want to be a bitch, you don't want to be rude, but sometimes you have to. Like you don't outgrow people, but sometimes you just can't be around that negative energy, the gossip, do you know what I mean? People that are quite draining. I've learned to kind of now just separate myself from that more rather than just putting up with it and putting up with it. You could say that about some relationships too.
I think
Or,
when I was younger, it used to happen a lot. And now that I'm older, I have learned that I am only responsible for my own energy. So I recognize really quickly if someone's actions are
yeah,
affecting my energy and my well-being. And yeah, I remove myself from it.
yeah. That comes down to protecting yourself to a certain extent. And as you get older, you get hopefully better at doing that. And if you're not good at doing it, you should just try. If they're going to do that, then you don't need them. You know what I mean? It's
Absolutely. One thing that I've learned in my 50s, I've really only kind of sunk in over the last few years, is about karma. We always say, oh, don't worry, karma will come back to bite them. But the other side of the person creating the karma is when you repeat what is happening to other people about this. Like if I say to you, oh, da, 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 hope karma comes back to bite them. I'm actually keeping that karma alive on
mm,
my end. And so I've learned that to stop all that negative circle and behavior and that even worrying about karma, you just got to let it go. And anytime you speak about something someone has done to you, whether it's the lady in front of you at the lights that was putting lipstick on and didn't see the green light, and you go to work and you're like, bloody lady at the lights, that if you repeat it, you're keeping that negativity and all that karma going. And so it delays the peace that you have. So that has been something, that's a personal thing I've been working on in my 50s, is making sure that I don't carry on the karma that passes through me and by me. It's been a really fascinating thing. And that's all to do with keeping your energy and your inner peace balanced. Boy, have I been tested on that one.
Yeah. And how, yes. That's
Holy
like
shit. Yeah.
That's like gossip. If you're gonna get involved with gossip, or I've heard this. Oh, do you know what my friend's doing, or their child, or their gossip. If you play into that,
Yes.
you're gonna, gossip is a classic for that. Gossip and judgment and all that kind of stuff is something you should step away from and don't continue the conversation.
It's all karma, and I think the hardest time to do it is when you hear people saying stuff about you behind your back. So obviously you want to defend yourself, but by defending yourself, you're keeping it alive. You need to just release it, just let it go, and just let them deal with whatever's coming their way.
So what is something you haven't had anything fired at you yet? So what could I ask you?
Oh, is that the time?
No, good try. If you could go back in time to your 20s, what would you want to repeat again or do again that you may have taken for granted, that you'd be like, oh man, I'd like to do that again. I'd like to go back and relive that again. What would it be? Take 30 seconds to think about it.
Yeah, because I've thought about this a lot this week, about my younger years. And I've come away with, I'm just so privileged. In my 20s, I had such the best group of friends. Group. So I wouldn't change that. I'd probably get into dancing. I did dancing when I was little, but I stopped. So I guess one thing I'd would have done is maybe get into some early adult hip hop classes or ballroom when I was younger. But that's probably it. And one of the things I miss now in my 20s that I wish I could do like in my 40s, like I did in my 20s, is just see my friends from my 20s more.
Yeah.
Because they all move away. And I see some of them randomly, but I wish we could connect more.
Yeah. We've actually managed to use up all this time pretty well, really.
We have.
Jabbering on about stuff.
What would we like to leave people with then, as we've talked about being over 40 and 50 now? Don't give up on your dreams. Bring joy into your life. Put yourself at the top of the list.
Yeah. Make a point of it. Like, make it happen. Take steps to make it happen. Don't just think about it. Do it. Even if it's just something really, really small. Just start. Just start. Just even if it's small.
Even if it's small. Absolutely. I was going to say something very, very profound, and it's just left my mind. Maybe work on your memory.
You're menopause.
Yeah, work on that recall of your thoughts. That'd be a good one.
I haven't burnt any onion rings this week. I have not forgotten about anything in the oven at all.
That's great. Keep that up.
I know. I haven't left my keys in the front door either.
See, we made a point of bringing it to the forefront of your mind, and now you're sweet.
What's something that you? What's another thing before we go that you want to do in your 50s or 60s? That's on your bucket list tick.
Oh,
mine is traveling and doing dancing. How you're doing dancing? What's yours?
I would eventually love to compete in a Latin dance comp.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a tricky one because your partner has to be up to speed with you and want to do it, obviously. So,
yeah.
And New Plymouth, it's hard to find the male dancers that would do that, would put themselves out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
But that is something I've always wanted to do, like put on a really pretty Latin dress and the stockings and do some bachata or something like that.
in the
So
slip back.
I don't know about that.
You know how
So,
a lot of brunettes do that. Their hair is like so slicked and it's shiny as hell and it's straightened at the back. They look amazing.
yeah,
Man, I'd love to do that too. And you should do that. And you know what? You probably will because you do the things that you say you want to do. So I think,
I was working on it. I was having private lessons, and then the school I was going to said, "Oh, you're no longer allowed to do those solo lessons." So I felt like I'd
oh,
wasted hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this central bachata. So that the tutor that was taking me, he left the school, and so I followed
oh,
him. So I've just
yeah.
reconnected with him again, and
Cool.
he's in a Broadway show at the moment. So when he's finished that, I am gonna put that on my list and start my private lessons. And who knows?
Oh, no, but you're putting everything into action, like we said before.
It died there for a while. I was like, oh my God, these people have just killed off what was going so well. But like you do, you readjust your sails. I
Yep,
had to be patient,
yep,
and then now it's coming around, and you know, because it comes in front of your face again, and you're like, oh, there's that person. And so
yep, and
yeah, and then away you go again. So yeah,
yep,
patience, eh?
yep, yeah.
Yeah, good question. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You always throw questions at me.
Yeah, I feel so hyped now to go do some dance.
Yeah, so you put it out in the universe now, so it's going to happen.
Exactly. Exactly. I love
Oh,
it.
and it would be really cool if we had some comments or people typing in or writing comments under this or emailing with things that they have always wanted to do that they might start implementing or taking
Oh,
steps to do that thing. Even if you
that
think it's random or weird, we're not going to think it's weird or random. We're going to just think it's cool. So,
that would be awesome because that would inspire so many of us. So
yeah.
absolutely. We'll put the podcast email up above again, and comment on everything, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you see it. Yeah, what you'd like to tick off your bucket list or start doing.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Well, thank you. And
Yeah,
topic, please
topic.
feel free to tell us or maybe give us ideas of what topics you might want. We've got topics in the pipeline, but it would be cool if we just got a random topic that someone said, "Can you talk about this?" And we'll talk
Yeah.
about it. Yeah,
Yep. Random topic suggestions, please. Again, email or comment. That would be great.
yeah. And we hope this has
Excellent.
inspired somebody.
Yeah.
Or maybe someone to take steps to doing something that they've always wanted to do that they thought they were too old to do, and they just put themselves at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
So go up the list and put
Top of the
yourself on the list. Yep.
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 Top of the list. And share it, because when you share it, you're putting it out in the universe and it's more likely to manifest and
Yep.
come true.
Yep. And write it down.
Yeah.
Write it down. You don't even need to tell anyone else about it.
No. Well, tell
Except
us.
for us. Except for us, because we all
Yeah.
think it's awesome.
Tell us and we'll tell everyone.
Or put your name up here and your dream and your goal
Yeah.
that you
Yeah. And we'll count it down. You've got
everyone,
365 days.
And if it doesn't happen in that time frame, that's fine because sometimes things go like that. And then we'll
Exactly.
explain that as well.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. This has been fun. I've loved this topic.
Yeah, man. So
Yeah.
2 weeks' time, again, we'll be back in 2 weeks with hopefully a topic that someone suggested or something that we've come up with ourselves.
Yeah.
Even we don't know.
And we'll get better and better at this, which I feel like we are. But we'll see
Yeah.
when we go to edit it if we have done better.
Got no bloopers. I haven't
No.
even done anything random or stupid or said, you know what I mean? Bumped
Yep.
anything.
No.
Even that is progress. And that stayed on the whole time.
Exactly.
It didn't with
Yeah. We're
you know,
blooper free. We are blooper free, and it's only our third time.
we need bloopers.
We do. At the end, we're going to leave you with all the things that we think are important, like being at the top of your list and all that stuff. So I think what we'll do is we'll list all those, and this is just going to be a goddamn motivational, inspiring podcast.
And we'll do like a dream dump of all these
Yep.
dreams and desires that we might have or that we think you might have that you should go out and do. We'll do a dream dump.
A dream dump. Here's our dream dump. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for listening.
Yeah. See you in 2 weeks' time.
See ya.